zapsách díry jen pětník tam, pětník ven, pěší solou dnů, šli jsme dvou příjemně.
So here it is, Tesla Coil 2.0. Now with a little bit more safety, but still all the same fun and charm as the original one that I made a couple weeks ago. Of course, it is a Slayer exciter circuit, built around a salvaged TIP41C transistor, bodged using remnants of these sorts of jumper wires that you get from the Arduino kits to a poorly soldered board, as you can see the poor soldering under there, and of course everything is bolted to a lid of a storage container in true Janksy Vinny's Workshop fashion. Anyway, this is quite a nice thing. Of course, the big heatsink allows it to run a lot longer without any fear of overheating, and this heatsink is made up of a bunch of metal pieces that I got from some old toy Jeep that I built a long time ago, but yeah, I really use whatever I have because building it the Janksy way is always 1,000 times more fun than using boring 3D printed parts and lame AliExpress orders. Well, AliExpress orders are never lame. Yeah, you know what I mean. Building stuff the original way is always more fun. So I am still using the exact same coil as I was using with my last Tesla coil build, even though they said I was going to build a new one. I actually did build a new one, but as it turns out, the coil got a little loose, and it started overlapping each other in a bazillion places, and it was unreliable, so I threw it away and decided to keep the old reliable one, even though that it got a little messed up here at the top, but it still works perfectly fine, doesn't arc to itself, so hopefully we won't have black soot marks again. And, of course, here it is in action with the light on. There's the output. Ow, that hurt. That hurt a lot. There's a giant black mark on my finger. Yeah, Tesla coils are plenty fun, especially these Slayer exciter ones. They don't actually shock you, they just burn you. The current... No, the frequency that these things operated at is so high that nerves do not respond to it at all, so no muscle twitching, none of that nonsense that you get from mains power or some types of inverter circuits. Nope, this thing operates at such a high frequency that it just burns, which is also sometimes just as unpleasant as electrical shocks, as you can see with this giant black mark on my finger. This is just any typical Slayer exciter circuit that you can find on the internet, but rebuilt in an extremely janksy way. I mean, just look at this. For example, this terminal block. It's got letters which are scrawled into it, melted into it using a soldering iron that don't even match up with what they do in real life. And you're wondering why there's nothing in this third one over here. Well, I originally intended for this terminal block to carry both power for the inverter and carried out to the Tesla coil for it to be boosted to the maximum voltage, but the thing is, I tried to squeeze two wires into one hole and didn't really like it, so this third pin in the Tesla coil, this one right here, got permanently destroyed, and the screw refuses to move. It'll turn, but it won't move up and down, so this clamp right over here is basically useless. And I still have 3 more, and of course 3 is the perfect amount of wires for the Tesla coil, 2 for the primary and 1 for the secondary, because the other end of the secondary is right there, and it is absolutely toasted from having arcs coming out of it all the time. And you might also notice that I decided to add a switch over here for safety. The previous one had just the barrel jack, and you could easily try to tip the coil over, just trying to unplug it. And so this safety switch provides some extra safety so that I can turn it off between runs. And of course, I would unplug it if I'm going to leave it off for an extended period of time, but this switch offers some aspect of safety, as does the big base, so it doesn't fall over nearly as easily as just a small paper tube would. And yeah, it's a plenty fun device. It should also be able to light up a nice little bin of neons over here. These are just some neon indicators I ordered from the Chinese Mafia. Let's turn on the coil, which of course doesn't work for some reason. It's fixed now. One of the wires came loose from its screw terminals. So let's turn this thing on. Of course, there's your arc, and we don't want it to burn the fingers again. And now let's turn off the lights and bring the bag of neons close. Whoop! There you go. They start turning on because of the electric field produced by this Tesla coil. And this is why you really shouldn't try this if you have a pacemaker, because this thing would probably damage it. Just in case if there are any people with pacemakers watching this video. But look at that. That's nice. It's like a whole Christmas tree in there. Do they actually use neon lights as Christmas lights in some cases? Maybe they do. I don't know. It's quite easy. These things are very cheap. But anyway, I think that is about it for this giant fire hazard of a Tesla coil.